The last area of settings is reserved for your RUM settings. When you edit your RUM settings, you'll be taken to an area where you can see several different options that you have for editing RUM. The General tab, which is we're gonna cover now. Page labels, page label JS variable is something that we'll cover in our next video, and then the JavaScript snippet. Quickly, just looking at the JavaScript snippet, this is simply just the snippet that you use to include on your page, which you've probably already done so if you've already set up your RUM settings. But if you need to reference that or to use this for another application, you can just cut and paste the RUM.js snippet, the snippet that's included here. On the General tab, there's several areas. The first is domains. This is basically where you put in what domains you want to monitor with RUM. You can monitor one-to-many domains. They don't have to be related. They can be completely exclusive, and you can use the drop-down filters in your RUM dashboards to actually segment the data based on the domain. You've also got an area here for how many page views out of your page views budget that you want to assign to these RUM settings, and this specifically in this team. And then the sample rate. Sample rate's very important, something that we talk a lot about. There's a lot of documentation on that, some blog posts that we've written on setting your appropriate sample rate. You can set your sample rate to any whole integer, anywhere from 1% all the way up to 100%. For your happiness score, which we've covered in other areas, sometimes people don't want to include the bounce rate in their happiness score. So this is an area where you can actually exclude that if you want. Say if you don't really care about bounce rate, or your single page application, or you just have a lot of natural single page sessions, you don't necessarily want to be dinged for that. So you can disable that here. And then finally, the ability to enable your Rom Export Api if you want to get access to your RUM data from the S3 bucket that's been created. In order to do that, you just enable the Rom Export API, and you can see more extensive RUM export documentation here. In the next video, we're going to cover page labels.